Good afternoon, everybody. I will tell you something. They can be protesting, they can be loud, but my last name is MacLeod, so I'm going to be louder. And you are going to join me because today is a day of great celebration right here in Ottawa, across our country, and throughout the world, because we are celebrating the Middle East's only democracy. Now, I know today we're 76 years young, as those of us who celebrate Zionism, but really 3,000 years of contributions from Jewish people around the world and right here in Canada. And let me tell you something. They can be loud. They can try and disrupt us. But they will never build a city quite like the people in front of me who've contributed to major sports organizations, to major arts organizations, to running a city. They will never have done in the city of Ottawa what each of you have contributed to in our great city. Now, speaking of democracies, I want you to think about this for one moment. As a legislator, as somebody who has served 6 terms, I know one thing. The rules in a democracy are here to protect the minority from the tyranny of the majority. And that is what happens each and every single day in Israel. And it's what happens each and every single day in Ottawa. And today, the minority group that I'm standing to protect is the Jewish community in the city of Ottawa that deserves my support and deserves the protection afforded to you as a Canadian citizen. And I'd like just to point out to all the critics, I had the opportunity to visit Israel. I had the opportunity to see with my own 2 eyes what a commitment to women's rights Israel has. I saw with my own 2 eyes the commitment to LGBTQ plus residents was. I saw with my own 2 eyes the commitment to disabled Israelis was. And minority rights to the Arab citizens living there who have the opportunity to serve in Parliament. That is the difference between all of us standing here and the people who are protesting for the sake of protesting because they are getting paid to protest. I've never been accused of not calling it like I see it. I also want to remark just briefly about my time in Citaro. I went to a very small community, one not very different from Barhaven, where I represent, where there are lots of families with small children. I went to the police station and I had the opportunity to look at some of these safes and some of the areas where they held the bombs, which actually were coming from Israel to go to Gaza to support water and sewer. And they were turned instead as acts of war against Israeli citizens. I remember standing inside a bomb shelter, and it was disguised as a caterpillar so the children would go in and wouldn't be afraid. That's what I saw. I saw with my own 2 eyes. I didn't need television. I went there. I saw what you're fighting for. I see clearly why Israel is worth defending herself. I see clearly why Jewish residents in the city of Ottawa are worth defending. And that's why I worked with a couple people here, Barbara Farber, Roger Greenberg, Ian Sherman, in order to build a list of 100 allies of yours, friends, non-Jews from across this city, leaders who want to stand up and oppose anti-Semitism, to support you against the angry mass that is in front of us, to make sure you feel protected, and to make sure more than anything else, in those dark days when you feel you're protested in your own community, when you hear that a Jewish day school has had a bomb threat called into it, that you know there are leaders in your community, fellow builders in the city of Ottawa, who stand with you. And they stand with you in order to make sure you feel like you're at home in your own city. And I'm going to conclude by this. I stand with Israel, if it's not clear. I stand with the Jewish leaders in our community and the Jewish residents. But I'm going to conclude on what Stephen Harper said today, if you had an opportunity to see it. May you stand tall. May you stand proud. And may you defeat your enemies. Hear, hear.